Here are some pretty useless facts about Rust that you probably didn't know and you won't know after this video. So sit back and enjoy the next 10 minutes of completely useless information about Rust. At Bandit Camp, there is a windmill 3 times the size as the regular windmill. Here is a comparison showing the differences between the two. When you reach the very end of military tunnels, you will find a big pile of radioactive barrels that, although are radioactive, don't give you radiation poisoning in-game. Fridges in Rust have a very mysterious backstory. If you were to no-clip inside of a fridge, when you look down you're going to notice 2 footsteps at the very bottom of the fridge. This could mean that somebody was trapped inside the fridge. As shown here, there was a tally chart showing how many days this man was stuck inside the fridge. As it says here, this man was stuck inside the fridge for 73 days. Thank you to Hal for sponsoring this video. They are the biggest Rust gambling site with jackpot, coin flip, and their newest game mode, The Wheel. You can get a free 40% bonus when depositing with gift cards, as well as depositing with crypto. Their shop has every skin imaginable to withdraw. They also have a free daily case you can open and win up to $2,000. Use code shoopy for a free 50 cents to gamble with. Check it out with the link in the description. At Supermarket, there is a note at the side of the fridge that says front door password 1239, which, although it does say the front door password, some players are led to believe that it's this code lock on this vending machine, which by the way has no purpose at all in the supermarket. If you head over to this building inside Bandit Camp and no-clip inside of these books, you will see a book that says The Fold and the Fall of Mankind. When you no-clip inside the book, you'll see a page that's actually from the Bible. I'm not really sure why Facepunch added this, because there's no way you can access this page unless you no-clip inside of the book. When you come to the military tunnels, you can find this bathroom and this corridor, which for some reason has a bottle of water next to the sink. If you head into this room in the military tunnels, you'll find this thing, which I don't really know what it is, but either way, if you no-clip inside, you're going to see some pretty cool bubbles. Every supermarket in Rust spells spermket, not supermarket. If you go inside the underground train tunnels, you might notice that this office doesn't actually have anything inside of it. This is the same for the maintenance room, which although has a glass door, there's nothing actually inside of it. At train yard, there are no controls on the forklift to actually control the forklift. At airfield, hangars 2 and 3 both have numbers on them, whereas hangar 1 doesn't. Abandoned cabins is currently the only monument that you can build in. At Supermarket, the telephones on the desk aren't plugged into anything. If you've ever played Rust, you've probably seen this poster somewhere. Inside this poster, there's a guy called Fret Ransit Lin, which is a Rust Easter egg that can also be found on the freight transit line, where Facepunch has misspelled this to say this guy's name. The Rust Ioka pistol is actually a remake of a real-life primitive weapon.
But I am about 90% sure that the Ioka pistol is based directly on this specific object.
Although being called the satellite dish, this monument has 3 different satellites. Before the Rust HDRP update, Rust's lighthouses never had lights on them. Tyres can only be found in monuments. At the supermarket, you can buy cornflakes for $1.59. Rust's Coca-Cola is named Mr. Spice. In Rust, there are a total of 3 different research companies consisting of Zen Labs, Cobalt, and whatever this says. Although these are different companies, they still seem to work together with research. Each company seems to have a different purpose. For example, Cobalt is used for rocket research, whereas Zen Labs you can find on most number plates in Rust, which by the way, this yellow sedan is based off an early 1980 Ford Crown Victoria. At launch site, the rocket in the building is too big to fit through the doors. Traffic cones can only be found in monuments. The Underwater Labs currently holds the only procedurally generated computer station in Rust. The only way you can change your character's physical appearance is by equipping Santa's beard or a mustache. Using the recycler in Rust doesn't actually turn on the recycler and you cannot get hurt by it. This monument is possibly the most useless monument in Rust. If you would like to do some exercise in Rust, Junkyard has a built-in treadmill that travels at the exact same speed that you run at. In the HDRP update, Rust added a 3D model for canned tomatoes, even though it's not a physical item in Rust. At Trainyard, these storage containers will show you the maximum amount of storage they can hold. Facepunch made a mistake by having the exact same values on these containers. At a certain distance away from launch site, you're able to see textures way before HDRP update. In Rust, if you swim out far enough, you might find some plastic water bottles. If you swim directly underneath these water bottles, you will find a shipwreck. If you're an admin and you decide to no-clip underwater, it causes the Rust swimming animation to distort. At the satellite dish, you will find a small tree at each corner of each satellite. If you're far away enough from launch site, you will see that it automatically covers up the ground. The clutter helmet and the headset are the only 2 pieces of attire that give you 20% head protection. Here is how long it takes to reload an M249. Underneath the entrance to the military tunnels, there is an extremely weird terrain bug, which you can actually go down and explore. If you head into any cave system, you will find this unknown red light source, which is not emitting out of anything. If you were to hold an item and no-clip super fast, you can see that whatever you're holding goes behind your head. The loot crate and the water barrel are both two items that you can wear that can actually slow you down. If you head over to Bandit Camp, you might find a sign that says the word stuff on it. This is the only sign of that kind that can be found on the map. If you head to the very end of military tunnels, you can find a complete dead end that you can actually no-clip behind. In the underground train tunnels, each door with a red sign above it means that you cannot go through the door, whereas doors that have a green sign above them, you can go through them. Oil rig is the hottest place on the map. In the newest update, Lighthouse added a light switch, which believe it or not can turn on lights. Inside the camper van, you can find an air freshener, as well as a tally chart showing how many days these guys have been camping. Food crates in Rust actually contain ration supplies. In the newest update, Rust has changed a lot of lighting, meaning that the dome has kinda lost its colour. At Junkyard, you can find an upside down boat model. The cargo ship in Rust has a very clear rule about pollution, even though it's breaking its own rules. If you head over to water treatment, there is actually a secret room behind this wall that you can only access if you're an admin. The cool thing about this is you can actually walk through walls. At Oxham's gas station, there is a pretty cool ledge you can only get if you parkour up there. At Harbour, there is nothing actually in this building. In the newest update, Rust added really modern windows to this little shed inside Mining Outpost. They also added a light switch just like Lighthouse. At Supermarket, there is actually nothing in the daily paper. Supermarket also has oranges and bananas that still kind of have colour on them. This could mean whoever was here before didn't leave that long ago. This vent in Supermarket doesn't actually go anywhere. Whenever you go and loot car parts, you're technically being scammed, because in the crate it clearly shows high quality metal parts. There is a little tube on the side of oil rig that you can actually walk inside of. The most viewed Rust video on YouTube is currently by Wellin with a staggering 29 million views. The first ever Rust skin to be released is the Missing Textures t-shirt, which is actually based off Gmod's notorious Missing Textures. The tyre inside this ground is completely fake. Polar bears can sometimes be found outside the snow biome. In one of Rust's most latest updates, Facepunch added an ambience sound to the dome. If you've ever had a closer look at Chinook, you might notice that the pilots are not only scientists, but are actually facing backwards. Animals, such as boars and other animals, actually have their own idle animations that you probably rarely ever get to see. You can actually walk through an entire hot air balloon when it's not in the air. The only downside is that it's incredibly slow, but it can help you out in some situations. At Oxham's gas station, you can find a larger model of the test generator, which is an admin item that can generate infinite electricity. Here is a side-by-side comparison showing the differences between the two. At the ranch, all of the horses play the same animation at the exact same time. At Outpost, there used to be a very old Half-Life 2 Easter egg that sadly isn't around anymore. The YouTuber by the name Mr. Flack found this out years ago. This Easter egg would only trigger when two players hit two buttons at the exact same time. This would cause Outpost to turn into Half-Life 2, where the scientists would make funny noises and there'd be a big speaker in the middle of Outpost.
Okay, here you go.
Sure. Right there for you.
Here's your bow. Just don't pull it out there because the guards.
Oh, mistakes were made. Oh.
You hear that?
Oh, dang.
What,
Okay.
what does it do? What does it do? Let's see if we can find another one. Do you find another button? Holy fuck, dude. Dude, this is life changing. You ready? As I say 3, okay? So 1, 2, and then push, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Do you hear that?
Wait, yeah.
Is it coming from the... Oh, you are hearing that, eh? Like he's walking backwards, but listen to the sound.
The moonwalking god.
What the fuck is going on?
This guard in Outpost will sometimes walk through the ground. In the newest update, Facepunch added a Molotov cocktail into Rust, so you can now make it look like you're holding a beer bottle. That's all the useless information I have for this video. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see something like this again, please let me know down below, because I really enjoyed making this video. And if you're new to this channel, I actually own my own Zerg, so if you've never been in a Zerg and you would like to be in a Zerg, then join the Discord link below. A few days ago I ordered a new mic, and I used it to record half this video, so most of the future uploads are going to be a lot better than this one. And if you're new to this channel, please feel free to sub, as I've just hit 20k and I'm on a road to 100k.